all right. Good day, everyone. Hello, Agape First. We're taking the nation by storm. Want to say sorry for the delay. Some technical issues beyond our control, but thank God that we are back and we're well. So thank you for having the patience and for waiting. We appreciate you. So Agape First, we will live forevermore. Now I've got a surprise, a good surprise. So it was worth the wait. Right now, here in our midst, we have an amazing somebody, as you will say it. So we have an amazing person here. And, our bishop, he's someone who identifies with the teenagers. He's someone who's with us all the way. You might not see him in front. He's always at the back doing great things, okay? So here right now, I want us to give him a welcome wherever you are. In your seats, carry plates, spoons, pot, begin to make that joyful noise as we usher in our Bishop Feb IDAHOSA. How about you, Bishop?
Oh, thank you. Good to be here today. Good to be here today, guys. Good to see you. Good to be seen by you, more like it, because I can't see you right now, but I'll be live on Facebook and watch this later on so that I can see you as well. Okay, but thank you for the chance to share with you today, and thank you for the chance to share with our teenagers at home. Thank you for having me.
All right, so you can see it's not a scam. So Bishop is here live and direct. And, if you have any questions after, the message and everything, just put it there. He will get back to you and answer those questions. So teenagers, I want you to get your pen, your paper, and everything, and sit and get your snack, put it by your side. It's going to be an exciting ride today. We're going to be talking about a productive teenager. And very important. So we're going to, there's a lot. It's a broad topic. We're just going to go talk about two today for time's sake. And the first question we're going to ask our bishop, is, right now that we're at home as teenagers, it's not easy. For some of us we have to stay with our parents. The house is jam-packed. And you cannot leave. There's nowhere you can run to. Some of us that have parents that shout, as Naija people now. They sabi send message, they sabi shout. And how to relate. Sometimes you cannot even talk to your parents. Now you are there. Now where will you run to? So how do we adapt and how do we handle this? So we're going to ask our bishop that. So Bishop sir, how do we do this when we are stuck?
When you're stuck at home, right. Okay, so great questions. As you were talking just now, I realized it's true that the Nigerian environment is very different from the one that's outside the country. Many people will tell you, okay, now stay at home, don't go anywhere, do these things, do that things, and it sounds great when you live outside the country in the West, but Nigeria, many homes are not as big as the ones you have outside. They don't have 25 rooms in the house where you can take it. Your teen goes to one room, mom, dad another room, the parlor everywhere. In Nigeria, not every house is as big as that. Some are like that, but some people have just maybe 2-3 rooms in the house. And so you are really literally on top of each other 24 hours a day. So you have to find ways then to make yourself still stay sane and be home with your mom and dad at the same time. Yeah. So good question. So how do you cultivate relationships? How do you cultivate that communication? One of the things that I think is, as a teenager, because now, as we've said, the world has changed. Everything now is different. We're at home. We have to talk to our mom and dad. We have to talk to our brother and sister. Maybe you have an older brother, younger sister, younger siblings. And so everybody's in the same place. You don't have a choice. You can't go out. And then, God forbid, in Nigeria, NEPA takes light. Hey, there's heat. With the heat, there's timbers flare, different things. I think for me, one of the things that will help as a young teenager is you have to find your world, that you can sort of find a way to keep your sanity inside your world. So for many of us who are teens, I say us because I'm young too.
Please.
You have your headphones, you have your phone, and like put that in front of you, and then it seems as if that's the only escape you have. What you must find a way to do is balance that escape with yourself and your phone, with also knowing that you have parents and you have brothers, you have siblings, you have parents, and they also want to know that you are still there with them. So I think for me as a parent, looking at young kids, you want to be able to spend time, isolate yourself in your world, but also balance that with time outside of that phone. So parents don't still know that you're still there. They can talk to you, they can ask you questions. If they want to send you a message, it's okay. Pause your movie, pause whatever you're watching, to the message, come back. What you want to first do is you have to let them know that you are still there, you are still present. If they know you are present, then they will relax. But if they feel as though you are only just here all the time, just only here, not doing anything else, that's when they get upset. That's when their minds go. They wonder, what are you doing? Are you on TikTok or are you on some other porn site? They don't know. Then they want to always be looking. So if you are present, let them know you are present. What you can do, I suggest sometimes, is have your phone out, just walk by your dad, walk by your mom, let them just see that you're doing something that's very innocent. The more they see that, the more they begin to trust you and give you some room. Okay, so now how do we deal with communication? How do we deal with talking? One of the ways I suggest for us as teenagers is this. You want to let your parents know the things that you couldn't say to them all this time. For the time you've been back before, you've been in school, you're at home. There are things going on in your head that you want to share with your parents, but you couldn't do that before. You didn't have enough time to do it, or there was no. They're always watching football. They're always watching Telemundo. I don't know. Or okay, no, sorry, this way. Z World, what are they watching? Okay, so because there was no time before, but now we are home. You have time. Okay, so you want to find a way to talk to your parents. So that's why I said the first thing you must do in this quarantine period is you must cultivate two relationships. The first one is a relationship with your parents, okay? Cultivate and find a way to make it better. The relationship with your parents. As teenagers, it's very, very difficult for us because to relate, because we feel as though mom and dad are in a different world. Maybe they are 50, they are 60, they are 70 years old, and we are 14 or 15 or 18. We are like in two different worlds. That's very true. So you want to try to find time during this time now to bridge those two worlds together. How do you do that? Okay? Because your parents don't understand. If you remember when we were teenagers, when we were teens, Will Smith had this song called "Parents Just Don't Understand." That's before many of our time, but it's still the same thing. It's universal. Parents just don't understand us as teens. They don't understand us as young people. So we have to find ways to make them understand us. Now, normally for that to happen, you would say, "Mom and Dad, let's talk." In Nigeria, you can't try that. They'll beat you. They'll slap you. But you can find a way to make them connect. Okay, how do we do that? I'll share that in a minute. It reminds me of a story that is told. I read it. It's the different forms of the story, where they say a young man, a little boy, wants to talk to his father. Says, "Daddy, how much do people pay you when they want to see you?" His father says, "Okay, no, I don't understand. What do you mean? It's different." He says, "When someone wants to see you for 1 hour, how much do they pay you? How much is your time worth?" And the father says, "Okay." The father sits down and he calculates everything. He says, "Okay, it's worth about, I'm going to use naira. It's worth about maybe 5,000 naira or so and so naira." So the boy goes around. This is not quarantine now. The boy goes around, talks to his mom, borrows some money, and then he comes to his father and says, "Daddy, I have 5,000 naira." And daddy said, for what? Say, "I want to buy an hour of your time." And the father just broke down crying because, really? You have to buy my time? And that's a funny story. But it's true. What you want to do now is this. As a teenager, you want to get your dad to sit down with you or your mom to sit down with you. But how do you do that? You can't say that, "Let's talk." You can't go and bring money and say, "Mommy, let me buy your time." So I suggest that you find ways then to say, okay, look, find ways to go about it in a sly way, in a backwards way, reverse psychology. So let's say it's your mom and she's cooking some food. "Okay, Mom, can I help you cook today?" Or it's your father and he's watching something on TV. "Can I watch this with you right now? Can I do different things?" Now, men like to sit down and be quiet. So just sit down with your father. If he's watching TV or watching news, sit down with him. And then begin to ask questions about what he's doing. Or about your mother, what she's doing. When you show them that you are interested in what they are interested in, then they will not feel like, they feel like, "Okay, yeah, let me tell you some more." So let's say your dad is watching news, or your mom is watching the news, or watching something. Ask questions about what they're watching. Even though you already know the answer, or even if you don't care, ask questions. That will make them feel as though, "Oh, you're interested." So they will call you, sit down, and then they begin to talk. That's the first step. So be interested in what your parents are interested in. And I know when I was a kid, my dad used to love to watch news. I did not like that at all. But if you can find to watch what he wants to watch, that will help you. My father used to love watching boxing. I didn't like boxing because they're always beating each other up. But I began to watch it with him. And so as I watched the boxing, I began to know Joe Frazier and Larry Holmes and Muhammad Ali. The more I talked about those things, the more he got excited. And so he was happy about it. So find what they enjoy and talk about those things. Ask questions. Even though you know the answer or even though you don't like them, ask those questions and they will feel like, okay, good. He's interested or she is interested. And they begin to talk. And then at some point, too, you put in what you want to talk about and they will continue the conversation. So that's the first thing I'd say. To cultivate that relationship with your parents, find what they like to do and ask about them. Spend time with that. Now, when you do that, then you can begin to talk to them about what you want to talk about. So what I suggest to them is also for us as teens, there are some questions you must ask yourself first. So what do you want to talk about to your dad? What do you want to talk about to your mother? Ask these questions to yourself first of all, so that when you are talking, you can bring these things up and they will understand that this is what they want to do, what you're talking about. So if you do that first one, find out what they're interested in. Or you can even just be very bold. Say, Mom, we're home today. How about around 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock today? Can I share some things with you? Can I just have some time to just talk with you? Either way, just find a way to get their attention. Now, when you get their attention, you want to ask and share with them the thoughts in your head. This is one of the things that I think many parents are confused about. As parents, we don't know what our kids are thinking. We don't know what they want. We don't know what they want in their life and their future. So we're asking ourselves all these questions as a parent. So I suggest for you as a teenager, answer the questions first of all, and then be ready to share that with your parents. Because once your parents understand where you are coming from, it makes the job easier. It makes the conversation easier. So, all right, so I have some questions that you should ask yourself first of all, okay? As a teenager, ask yourself this, number one. What do I want from life? Right now, we're in quarantine. We're here for the next, who knows, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. We don't know how long it will last. Ask yourself, okay, what do I want from life? When this is over, what do I want to do next? Because for most of us as Nigerians, our parents will tell us what they think we should do for our career. They'll tell us what they think we should do for going to school. They'll tell us this, they'll tell us that. Because they control the purse. They control the money. So you must be a doctor, a lawyer, engineer, or a failure. Choose. Okay. Everybody is a failure. No, so yeah, doctor, lawyer, engineer, or failure. Choose one. Okay, no, but I'm just joking. It's not really that. Let's say you want to be an artist. You want to be a politician. Whatever you want to be. Start thinking about what you want for your future, and then begin to say, my future in 10 years will be this, okay? When I leave this quarantine, by July, by August, by September, what I want to do between now and that future. Plan those thoughts out in your head. So after this is over, I want to go to university. I want to go to Unilag. I want to go to Benton Gasser University. Wherever you want to go to school. Think about those things. Think about the how. Think about what you will do next. And begin to make steps between where you are right now, steps to where you want to be. When you know those things in your mind, then you can put those down and then you can share that with your mom and dad. That's one thing. So you ask, where do you want to be in life? Where do you want to go in life? What do you want to do after where you are? Okay? So that's that first step. Take your steps from where you are to where you want to be. Have those thoughts in your mind so that when you talk to them, you can share that. Another question to ask yourself is this. What do I need from the adults in my life? Okay, so I need them to respect my thinking. I can't use those words, okay? But what I can say is, okay, mom and dad, this is how I got to this point. What do you think of that? So you are asking them questions, and they're asking you questions back. So what you are doing then is you are sharing what you think, and you're letting them know that, okay, you know how to think. You know how to reason. Then that way, you are getting them to understand your thinking process. That is showing them your process. And when they understand that, they can give you the respect. They can give you the understanding. So if you want understanding, you want respect, show them how you got to that point, okay? Another thing, too, I think for Nigerian parents is that they want to know that you respect them. So show them that you respect them, you respect what they think. But during this time when we're home, we want our parents to look at us then as people who also reason like they reason, that have the same kind of mindset. We are also smart as well, too. To do that, you cannot come and show them that you know more than them. if you do know one and then, no problem. Just don't say no one and then. Just find ways to start giving them information, sharing back and forth with them. Okay, so let's say, for example, now they're talking about the naira being devalued. That's something that if your father is worried about or your mom is worried about. Go to your phone, okay? Research naira devaluation, what it means, or research oil prices and why they went down. Okay, yesterday they said the OPEC plus nations reduced the amount of barrels they make per day. Okay, that may not make sense to you, but if it's what your father is worried about and mother is worried about, use your phone for other things. Don't spend your whole day on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook. Research what they need, what they're talking about. Okay, now what they know already, I guarantee there's a website somewhere that will give a different perspective or will give you some thoughts. If you can show them that you are thinking along those lines and you understand it, you can begin to engage them in conversation that will make them think, wow, this young man knows something. So let me give you an example. My little son, Feb Jr., he watches YouTube sometimes, and he begins to, when my wife and I are talking, he hears what we're talking about. So he'll go and look up on YouTube, watch a video about it. Then he'll come back and use some big words. I say, who taught you this big word? He say, well, Dad, I just tell me something. I know he saw it on YouTube. I know he saw it somewhere. But the point is this, okay? The more I hear him talk, I think, this young man has some sense in his head, though. Even though he learned it just 5 minutes ago, it doesn't really matter. The point is that he's learning things and he's sharing them with me. So let me just stop there. I'll talk some more.
Okay, so I think that you've gotten enough, from this little dose. But what I remember something that my dad loved wrestling a lot.
Wrestling?
Oh, my God. So that was how I knew Mighty Eagle, Tony Garias, and, Undertaker. And the rest.
Undertaker.
Then another thing I knew he loved was this, can you read Jim Reeves?
Okay,
we thank thee.
Right.
Yeah, so I remember these things. So one of the things Bishop is trying to say is that while you're at home and you know that our African parents, they like respect, we have difficulty in having that conversation. We should figure out a way to break the ice. And right. Bishop just told us one of the ways to break the ice, firstly, is to make yourself available. Show them that you are there. Every time that something needs to be done, make yourself available. Don't get lost in sea by with your phone and all that stuff. It doesn't show that you're matured. Then secondly, try and have a conversation. How do you do that? Figure out what they love and use that as a conversation startup.
Exactly. That's the thing we want. Because I think, sorry to jump in, for many of us as teenagers, our parents don't know how to connect. They don't know how to start. And it's because they work all the time. They're at work during the day. They come back. So if you're in Lagos or other places, they work in the morning, come back in the evening around 10 at night, or different things. So they have lost that chance to really relate to us. And so they don't know how to start. So you take the lead. Jump in. Find out. Say, ask Daddy, how's work today? Now that you're not working, what's going on? Just ask. Start talking.
And our parents also want to have that feel of importance in their life. They want us to know that. They want to feel that they have that, how do I put it now? That they still have that importance.
Right.
In their life. Like we are important, they are important to us.
Right.
And if you get it.
Right.
So by trying to find out, some of us don't even know what our parents do. You understand? Have you ever asked? We just look at our dad as bank, ATM card, and our mom as catering device system, or whatever you call it. Those are things we remember. But now we have the opportunity to figure out what they do, how they go about it, and how they get inspiration from doing that every single day.
Right,
so
right.
So thank you, Bishop. We got that. That's very important to us. So another thing I love what Bishop said was, preparing yourself. It's not just all about thinking of how to go talk to your parents. Have the mindset to plan and know what you're going to do. From now, you have the opportunity to sit down to think. So when you're going to discuss with your parents, it shows the height of maturity, because now you know what you want to do when they ask you questions. Right. Because if you're not prepared, you look as if you're a joke. So they still look at you as that child who's playing. And we don't want that, right?
All right. No, we don't want that. Want that.
Thank you, Bishop. I appreciate that. Then I also wanted to ask this question. We are so used to our phones.
Right.
Like we sink in there as teenagers, like whatever is trending, we're on top. in fact, it's through this period I knew what TikTok was,
Okay.
Zoom, and I had
Right.
one. Is it Click or
Yes.
Slick or whatever it is? But our teenagers, they know things like this. So how do we figure out a way to use it positively in this, system era that we find ourselves in right now?
Okay. All right. So we're talking about this time of quarantine, being as a quarantine, because you are a teenager, TEN. Okay. So your phones, we most of us will look at it in two directions. WhatsApp. Some of us, like they say, some people have PhD in WhatsApp now. Okay, from WhatsApp University. I heard that one the other day. We know WhatsApp. We know our ways to communicate. We know social media. Okay. Our parents also know the phones too. They only know Facebook. That was their generation. Some of us know Instagram. Okay, that's about where it stops. TikTok is the new one now. The different new ones as well too. Okay. My point I'm trying to make is that use your phone for something beyond social media. Use it to do research. Use it to learn new things. Okay. So as a teenager right now, there are so many free courses online. Okay. Every university, almost every university in the world outside Nigeria, has courses that are free. Okay, you can go to what they call Coursera, C-O-U-R-E-S-A, Coursera.com. They have classes from Harvard University, classes from Yale, classes from almost every university in the world. Just do a search for what you want to learn. You get a class that teaches you how to do that, and it's free. Okay, so go to your phone and type in the word MOOC. MOOC means Massive Online Open Courses. Okay, now these are courses where you can actually learn anything you want to learn. My point becomes that you can use this time at home to learn new skills and go on. So your phone is another relationship you need to work on. Work on with your parents, working on with your phone. It should not be only social media. It should also be something that you can use to learn. It can be a way to make money. Now, it's not a way to make money by Yahoo. I know that's not you because you guys don't do that, okay? But you can make money from your phone as well, too. I have an interview I did with my friend John Obidi, where he talked about different websites you can go to and learn how you can actually do that, okay? So, number one thing, your phone can be a way for you to make money because you are now able to use it to connect those who need something with those who have the supply, okay? So you can find different ways to do that. There's a website called Shopify.com. You can actually use that to sell goods online. Facebook also has a Facebook Marketplace. This other bank in Nigeria also has one as well. So there's so many things you can do. Just find ways, okay, how can I make legitimate money online? The point becomes this, that as a young person, there are people right now out there who have things that are very valuable to them, and they need these things, okay? Can you find a way to get those things to them? Because people right now say money is tight, but people are still going to spend money on things that they find valuable. Okay, so let me suggest this. My parents may or may not allow you to do that. But if it's okay right now, someone said they want to buy things, you can start a small business of going to the market or going to the supermarket and buying things for people and supplying to them, and they pay you for it. Okay, so they can pay you either with a card, you have a bank account, or they pay you with cash. Cash is a bit weird right now, but my point is this. If you have your sanitizer, where's your sanitizer? You can take a sanitizer and you can spray the cash, or you can spray what you are buying. The point I'm trying to make is this, that you can use your phone as a source of income during this time when you're home. It's not only for social media. You can learn things on your phone. You can do things on your phone. Someone like me, I love plantain. Okay, so if I want to go and buy, I don't want to go out of my house right now because I don't want to leave the house. Find people that you know that don't want to leave the house. Offer to go and buy things for them. Wear your mask, please, when you go out the house. Not to protect yourself from the virus, but to protect other people from what you might have, okay? Wear your mask, get some gloves, and go and do delivery for people. Ask them if they want that. Just find out what is valuable to people right now. People will pay money for what they find valuable, okay? Go offer to do that service for a small fee, and you can make some money as well, too. Your phone is not only for social media, use it to learn, use it to earn income. Now, I have more I want to share on these lines, but I think I'll share them on the next episode. So,
all right. So, I want to say thank you once again. I want to say thank you, our Bishop. We do appreciate you. But before I go to the next question, if we have time, I want to say thank you so far. If you have questions, just leave it there. So we'll check it and begin to ask and answer. Bishop would answer those questions later.
Sure.
So I hope you've been able to get a lot. It's not easy to have the bishop here, but I hope you've been able to grab from his resources. He came out with a lot. So I hope you've been able to grab a lot from it. As teenagers, as Bishop was just talking about business, there's this light bulb. Click! I just had that light bulb.
Okay,
Like, whoa.
share. Tell us some.
Now, food is very difficult right now.
Yeah, food is
People are afraid to go to the market. Teenagers, your immune system is really, really, really very strong. So you have elderly people who you can, contact and say, oh, uncle, auntie, let me buy stuff for you, and then I'll bring it. You understand? And if you make them feel safe, they'll want to help. So you try and get your gadgets on mask. You can put at the doorstep. I have my sanitizer and all that stuff. That alone will give you money. I heard somebody just told me that she makes soup and stew.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, she makes soup and stew for specific person. So they just call and she makes it and they deliver. That's something that you can make. So when bishops are just like, oh, so you see, while you are home, you can be productive. Don't just sit down there and be watching how to laugh and how to make joke about the virus. Do something. No, laughter is good for the soul, but you do something productive. Something productive. That's why the topic is the productive teenager. So Bishop, I think if there's any other thing you want to say to Randall for the next time, because we're going to have another conversation. So Bishop is going to continue from here. This is not going to be the end, but it's going to continue. So I just want you to say something.
Sure. Okay, next time I'm going to talk to you before I share what I want to share next time. Let me latch on to what you said. There are people online, their websites online, their Instagram handles online that people actually go to. There's one called Just Soups, different names. Okay, so like you said, you can make soups for people. I was talking to a friend the other day, and I told them that they have this skill at making different things. People don't necessarily have time. Well, of course, now we have time. But when you're working, they don't have time, or they don't want to do it. So what I would suggest is this. Tell them you can make soup for them. And from what you just said, I can make soup for you, even if right now you don't want to make soup yourself. I can make it for you. I can put it in a nice container. I'll clean it for you. When I bring it to your house, it's clean. I clean the pot, everything. There's also what we call zero contact delivery. So I come to you, drop it at your doorstep. There's no contact. Either you drop the cash first or you send it to my account. There are just different ways. But the point becomes that you should still use your ingenuity right now. You can shop for them. You can cook for them. Shop for them. They pay you for the service. People right now will pay for what they find valuable. So just think, what is it that someone needs that's very valuable to them? And what can I do that I know is something that people want? At that point where they intersect, so one circle is what is valuable to people. The other circle is what is valuable. What can I do that's very, very, that I know is a skill that is needed? Where those two circles intersect is where your money will be made. So it's not too early right now to think about that. Okay, so that's the first thing I want to share on what you just said. I think next time we'll talk to you, I'll go more and share more along what I said about where you are right now as a teenager and where you want to be in 5 years or in 10 years. We should, right now during this quarantine time, we should be thinking long term but planning short term. What do I mean by that? Still think about your future. Think about where you want to be in 5 years from now, because the truth is this thing will not last forever. It will last for however long it lasts now, but it won't last forever. So when it ends, you must be ready to move. So think about where you are right now, where you want to be. Now create a staircase in your mind, a staircase that has steps. What will I do next? Then from there. If your parents know that you're already thinking along those lines, and you're not thinking in fantasy world, okay, I will fly to America tomorrow and do that. That's fantasy world. But where you are right now, what will I do next? I'll buy this one. I will work here and get this. I'll do that one next. If they can see the logical steps to get there, they will respect you. And so that's what I will share next time, is the logical steps from where you are right now to where you want to be. Once you can understand that yourself and share that, the adults in your life will respect you. I'll share also along to, I asked just now about what do you need from the adults in your life. I'll share some things about that. I'll also share another one about where in your life do you find meaning. So what can you do to bring that meaning out. So these are things that for teenagers are big thoughts, big things that sound very abstract. So when we're at home right now, we can play and play and play, but when you finish playing, start thinking about the things that are beyond here. So we'll talk along those lines too.
So you've heard it all. You heard it here first. So Bishop is coming with the bang next for the next segment. So I want to say, Bishop, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Appreciate the fact that you took time, to come and talk to us as teenagers. So teenagers, I want to say thank you, Bishop, wherever you are. We might not see you, but later we'll see through the comments. So please write, like, and so you need to encourage Bishop. It's not easy, right? So on this foundation we're standing, Agape Force will live forever more. I want to say thank you for the patience, thank you for waiting, and thank you, most importantly, do not take what you've heard today for granted. Go right again, listen to it, and be proactive. This is the time for you to be proactive and productive. You shouldn't be stagnant. Don't just sleep and laze around. It's time for you to go think right. It's time for you to start writing. Have a journal. Start writing. Bishop just told us steps on the things we need to do. So take it and start to write. And I believe that by the time this is over, we will come out full. We will not be empty. We will be full, ready to burst out and begin to claim our stuff. Agape, for that's why we say we take it by force. We're going to take it by storm. Praise God. So I want to say thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bishop, once again.
Can I pray with them real quick?
Yes, please.
Yes, okay. Let me pray with you before you close, because so you won't say that a bishop didn't talk about God at all. Hey, can you imagine? Okay. All right, so I'll pray with you real quick. Bible says in the book of Psalms, in Psalm 91, once again, it says, he that dwells, he who lives in the secret place of the Most High, will abide, will live, will flourish under the shadow of the Almighty God. So, Father, I pray right now for your children, that they will indeed understand what it is to live, to abide in your presence. Father, as we come to you every day, and as we pray, as we connect every day, I ask that you protect them. I ask that you keep them safe. I ask that you keep their family safe in Jesus' name. For those who are worried about the future, Lord God, bring healing to them in Jesus' name. Those who are worried about what will happen next, I pray give them, Lord God, a peace that goes beyond understanding, that they will be strengthened in every way in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Until next time, wash, watch, and pray.
I like that.
All right.
Wash, watch, and pray.
All right, so bye, everyone. Thank you.
Okay, we're good? All right, IG family, thank you very much for watching.
That's a wrap.
Appreciate you. Let me share. So I'll have this on my story for the next 24 hours, and also I will also have it on my YouTube channel, the full show. So thank you very much. God bless you guys. See ya. I'm going to walk over now, behind the camera, and turn it off.
So I can stop smiling. I was holding it like this. Oh my God, Bishop. How was it? Oh, thank you so much, Bishop. I very appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
How was it?